Hello, and welcome to a striking episode of the Drywall Podcast. I'm your host, Nick Harmon. With us today, Curtis Fach of Fach Finishing. He's not just another 20-something with a fancy mustache. He's much more. We discuss getting products from the CSR online store. We also talk about the tools and how running the semi-automatic tools has segued into automatic tools, and also unique corner bead application.
On the no-coat without having to try to balance my wheel at a certain place to fill your traditional corner bead, I could just run my wheel quarter inch, half an inch off the outside of that peak.
So that no-coat aids, well, a lot of people don't finish with their outside corners with a box. Curtis is a younger person in the trade at 28, and I appreciate his perspective. The Drywall Podcast was brought to you today exclusively by Fresco Harmony. Fresco Harmony, making walls better since 2004. If you have questions about Fresco Harmony or the Drywall Podcast or anything, you can contact me directly at info@frescoharmony.com. For now, Curtis Fach of Fach Finishing on the 31st episode of the Drywall Podcast. Let's get into it. Curtis Fach of Fach Finishing out of Stratford, Ontario.
Yep.
Did I get it?
Yeah.
I was just looking up Stratford on the Google Maps, and it looks. I mean, you're close to Toronto. Ontario's just seems like a beautiful, beautiful province.
Yeah, it definitely has its really nice areas. Once you get further up north, then you get into some kind of cottage country, lots of lakes, lots of woods. It's beautiful up there, but Southern Ontario definitely has its perks.
Right. So Bernie's from up there, right?
I think I heard that. Yeah.
Yeah. His podcast drops this Friday.
So I never heard of Bernie until I met him at CSR when they had their Black Friday event. And then I heard that he's doing a podcast with you. So I was looking at his page and wow, that guy's an artist.
Yeah. He's his stuff went viral. Brian Kitchen did a video with him. We talk all about it, but his art went viral. He got into the San Francisco Globe and got 2 million hits on one of his things, and it was kind of overwhelming for him. But he is a phenomenal artist with Joint Compound for sure. How did you find out about me? We'll start there. That's always a fun place to start. How did you find out about the Drywall Podcast?
Well, I'm on a few of the drywall groups on Facebook. I joined those maybe a year or two ago. Not really contributing, just more or less watching from the sideline. So I saw some of your posts about the Drywall Podcast on there, and then I found the podcast itself and gave that a listen, and found your Instagram page, and
cool.
Thought I'd reach out and try to get on.
Yeah, a lot of the Canadians are very much Instagram inclined.
Yeah.
Versus Facebook. I'm just something I'm noticing. For some reason, Fresco Harmony, the Drywall Podcast has there's this world of Canadian drywallers that are phenomenal, but there's just this awesome connections that are being made, and this blurred line between the United States and Canada as it pertains to drywall. That I find fascinating and awesome. There's a lot of Canadians that I'm interviewing, and it's great. How old are you, Curtis? You seem pretty young.
I'm 28.
Oh, okay, cool. So another young buck in the industry. Cameron Brown, have you seen some of his stuff?
That's your man Cam?
It's your man Cam. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I follow him on Instagram and I listen to his episode
Yeah.
on your
Cool.
podcast too. And
He's here right now doing a bunch of fresco and stuff, as you may have seen. We're having a lot of fun. He's a cool guy.
nice.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, he seems like it.
Curtis Foe. So you are, and you're sporting your CSR building supply shirt, as am
Yep.
I.
Made a mess of
And
it, but
yeah, that's okay. That's what I think that's what they're for. I met you at CSR briefly, though. It was very busy. Tell me a little bit about your experience. Do you shop at CSR? Is that a good location for you to shop at? You can say, whatever you want. And then, what was your, uh, you know, have you gone to like these types of events at CSR before?
no, that was my first time actually going to the store in
Okay.
person. Um, I bought probably most of my equipment online through CSR.
Okay.
Their website is better than anyone else around. There are a few good drywall stores in the area, but CSR's website is hands down the best for ordering online. So I got
Okay.
a lot of my equipment through them.
Why do you think that is?
Just I don't know. Like there's a couple other stores, like for example, Tapers United, in I think that's Mississauga. Stan, he has an incredible store, and he'll bend over backwards to satisfy you as a customer, which is awesome. But the website just isn't there. Like CSR's website, they have all of their products in a very organized way that you could just find online and purchase. But um, like I said, this Tapers United, amazing store, amazing guy that runs it. Just the website's not there.
Okay, so you like Tapers United too.
Yeah.
Um, but CSR, just how I agree. And I try to do that with the Fresco Harmony website. Keep it very simple, easy to order, paint by numbers. And then when somebody orders something too, I assume CSR gets it out to them quickly. You get your product quickly and efficiently.
Yeah, I placed an order Sunday evening and it's already at my house.
Key. That's so key because you're competing with Amazon, who, like you get something next day. Like, don't
Yeah.
even have to pay for it. So like I think it's important, and that's good feedback as well, because by the time this airs, I will have announced, although it's a secretive now, that Fresco Harmony is going to be on the CSR website, which
Oh, that's awesome.
yeah,
I'm very
that's gonna.
excited about that. I'm definitely gonna get
Yeah,
my hands on
yes.
that.
You'll get very shortly, sir. Probably they're getting the product this week, hopefully. Like I got to deal with customs and all that, but hopefully they'll be getting a lot of it this week, and he wants to like start turning the crank on getting it online. And then
Okay.
we'll probably do a training early February up there, another training. So you'll have to come for that.
Oh, so you're coming back to Toronto?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay. I can make that.
Yeah, it's key for me too to ensure not only, it's one thing to just to sell a product up there through an awesome company like CSR, but I think it's another thing to really ensure success with the product, and that they have success, and that the end user, you guys have success. And a lot of, so I talk
Mm-hmm.
about that a lot during like a training. I would talk about sales, not just application, but sales and stuff like that. So
Okay.
I'm beyond excited, dude. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
But cool. That's good. See, so that's good feedback for me. I want to know that their website is the best, and I'm super stoked to be hooking up with those guys for sure.
Yeah. You picked the right place to sell your product in Canada. That's for
Well,
sure.
I mean, they picked me, man. They were cool. They were cool, and it was very good synergy. So I couldn't have asked for a better introduction to the Canadian market for sure.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Curtis Foe, the Foe or Fa. It's like Fa.
Fach. Yeah, I have a very, very oddly spelt last name that
Yeah.
will never be pronounced correctly if just read. So I
Yeah.
kind of tried to spell my name how it's pronounced for my business. So it's spelled
Right.
Fach, so Fach, but it's
Yep.
pronounced Fa. So I
But it's
chose
pronounced Fa.
FAW.
And that's French, correct?
I think it's German.
German. Okay. Okay. How did you, so you're 28, you're pretty young. Are you first generation?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
How did you pick this crazy trade, man?
Well, it's funny you ask because when I've been working in renovations for probably about 6 years prior to when I started my business just about 2 months ago. And when I was doing renovations, I hated drywall, anything to do with drywall. I didn't mind hanging the board. I enjoyed that at the time, but I didn't like drywall finishing whatsoever. But I didn't have the knowledge. I didn't have the technique.
Okay.
There was a lot of things that I was doing incorrectly, which just made it that much more unenjoyable to me. And then just doing some side jobs, I got this old plaster house tie-in job for a friend of a friend. And I was there for like a month, just working an hour or two an evening after work and made really good money doing it. And I remember that was the first time I had the thought like I could do this for a living.
Yeah.
And then dabbled into Can-Am semi-automatic kit with like the compound tube and the applicator heads and the corner flushers and stuff. And that was a game changer. And ever since then, I fell down the rabbit hole for the automatic
Okay.
tools and never looked back.
So the semi-automatic tools, and this is sort of something that I'm learning because I've been out of the actual drywall game for quite a while doing the fresco stuff. I was learning at CSR the difference between the semi-automatic tools and the automatic tools. And we're going to get Wolfgang on here too. We'll talk more about the semi-automatic tools, but it seems like they sort of, that's their niche. They go down that path with the semi-automatic.
Yeah.
And what I'm hearing you say is the semi-automatic tools were your gateway drug to automatic tools.
Correct. Yeah.
But Can-Am doesn't make automatic tools. They focus on this the semi-automatic.
Yeah. I was actually talking to Zach at CSR about that, and he said that they did have some flat boxes and a couple other automatic tools in the past, but now they're mainly focusing on the semi-automatic.
Okay. And so what tools in particular, what would you say that it was that inspired you to go down that rabbit hole? What was your first, and Can-Am was your first introduction into semi-automatic tools? What was your first tool?
Yeah.
You can catch this entire interview on Podbean, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and also YouTube. Special thanks to Curtis Fa for being with us on the Drywall Podcast today. I certainly enjoyed your perspective, and I hope our listeners did as well. Be sure to join us next Friday as we dive into the world of drywall junkies. Until then, keep drywalling.